Welcome to Bonding Over Bourbon. Kat and I are out in Aurora, Illinois, checking out Royal Food and Liquor.
Yeah, we've heard really good things about this store. Some really hard to find bottles, as well as really good store picks as well.
We heard they have lots of tater bottles too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. From the outside, it looks. From the outside, it looks pretty unassuming here. I'm actually kind of curious to see what the inside looks like.
I am too. Before we get in, though, we have a really exciting announcement as well. Our Discord is now available to the public.
Yeah, so up until now, our Discord has only been behind the Patreon paywall. We do have a growing community. We decided to open it up to everyone else. So if you're as obsessed with whiskey as we are, there's people in the chat waiting to talk to you that are just as obsessed as you are.
Yeah, and if you're interested in joining, we'll have a QR code on the screen as well as in the link for this bio as well.
Yeah, so we do also have exclusive offers and features for all of our tiered Patreon members. We'll be doing monthly, kind of group meetups. Yep. They're mostly going to be virtual. We'll also be talking about doing exclusive meetups in person at some point in time.
You'll also have additional perks within the Discord as well.
Yeah, you also get first glimpse at some of the stores that we're going to, so you get to essentially jump the line for people that are looking for these harder to find bottles. So we look forward to seeing you in the chat, and we will get right into the store now.
Let's go.
All right, so right out the gate, this is a really good sign. MSRP for Buffalo Trace, phenomenal. Tons and tons of store picks. You got an 8-year Elijah Craig at 121.9 for $80. That's a pretty good price. You got the pick here with all the stave information. I am not super fluent in the maker's profile, so I'll just leave this here. If you're interested, you know exactly where to find it for $70.
If you know, you know.
And this is actually one of our original store picks. This one doesn't have the sticker on the side of it because we mostly promoted ours at the Sunnyside location, but this was our Green River pick from November of last year that we called the Oh Snap ginger spice cake.
It was really good. It had hints of gingerbread. It was perfect for winter, yeah, I would say.
Absolutely. So we got some Four Roses single barrels here too. Warehouse LW. Again, I'm really bad at finding these on the store pick ones, so if anyone can help me in the comments, I'd really appreciate it. This is 11 years and 3 months. So you got some Still Austin picks too here. 65 for, I believe this is the rye. Yeah, the cask strength rye. 61.2 is pretty up there. I'm sure it's delicious.
As well as some Old Forester.
Yeah, these are getting a little bit easier to find.
They
thankfully.
are.
And then you have the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof.
Is it a Coy Hill?
It's a 66.2, and this is a Tanyard Hill.
Ooh.
So it's a 1-6. So if you're looking to get a taste of Tanyard ahead of time, this is where you can find it. And of course, the gratuitous amount of E.H. Taylor.
I mean, come on.
Just look at the side here.
That's crazy.
If you're looking for it, you know where to find it.
I don't think I've ever seen that many boxes in one spot.
Full boxes.
Yeah.
The shelves are pretty stacked.
Oh, yeah.
This isn't the biggest bourbon selection we've seen. We just talked to the store owner a minute ago, and he told us that this store shifted to bourbon only about a year ago. I mean, this is impressive for a year.
Definitely. A lot of things that are harder to find, as well as bottles I've never seen before as well.
Yeah, trigger warning, your wallet is going to hate you. So one of our favorite things that we've had a couple of times is the old Louisville 9-year. At $100, that's a pretty good price for it. It is uncut, non-chill filtered at 106.4. It's honestly very delicious. You do have the 11-year also for $150, 3.5 more proof points. Might be worth it. Then you have a number of non-store pick Jack Daniels. This is a 67.05, and it's a Coy Hill.
It is a Coy Hill.
A 1.9. So yeah, plenty of these ripe for the taking, wherever you want to try to find them. Then we have some really good deals on some other stuff here. We have a non-store pick shelfer, Green River Full Proof for only $40. It's a pretty damn good deal.
That is.
Honestly. And then for our more value-conscious shoppers, we do have VOB 100 proof for $20. I know it's harder to find at some places, and even at Binny's, it seems to be allocated one per person.
I am noticing that more and more, where like before you would see it on the shelves all the time, and now it's a little bit harder to find.
Yeah, it definitely is. And then you have the Bowman single barrel for only $60. It's actually a really good deal, and half the time that I see these on a shelf that isn't like a Garfield's or a Binny's or anywhere like that, they're usually closer to $100, so $60 is a really reasonable price for it.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, and then just kind of shifting back up here, we have a whole variety of some of the Penelopes here.
I will pan through, and also look at that price on the Wheated. That is crazy.
That's a very good price for that. Even the Rosé cast for $50 is actually a really good deal.
Definitely.
Then you have the toasted barrel finishes. You have the 2 honeys, which are pretty amazing.
I don't think I've seen those before.
Yeah, I mean, we might have, but we usually just kind of overlook the Penelopes. They're just not always for us. And then a couple of rare characters. You have the Exceptional series, as well as the Maple cask.
And a preservation right next to it.
Yeah, for $130, it's not bad. I tried it. It's not my favorite, but it's definitely interesting. When you want a challenging pour, it's definitely one worth grabbing.
Definitely.
And then this has to be some of the best prices we've seen on the Michter's line in a while.
These are some of our favorites. Like, this is an everyday sipper for us.
Yeah, and when we're feeling a little cheeky and want something with a little nutty character to it, the Sour Mash is a must-have.
The Sour Mash is so good.
And again, they have so much E.H. Taylor. It seems to be pouring out of every crack and crevice in this place.
Absolutely. And then if you want like a Weller Special Reserve as well, just buying a store pick, there are so many that are like easily a pickup.
Yeah, the store owner did tell us that he has a couple of store picks open that we can try, so we'll let you know which ones we think are great. So if you plan on getting a Special Reserve or a blends, you can know which barrel is worth buying or which bottle from that single barrel is worth buying. Then Henry McKenna, the price is dropping.
Yeah.
So $55 for this is a pretty good deal. I would love to see it go back to the days of when it was $45, but honestly, you really can't beat that price.
I mean, with inflation, it happens.
I mean, it's nice that it's coming down even with inflation.
I'm panning down to these.
Yeah, the Peerless, there's so many, and those prices are actually really good.
I know.
This is $10 cheaper than most stores that we've seen.
And people freak out over the rum barrel as well. I think it's delicious.
And the toasted
and
bourbon.
The toasted.
We usually see this for closer to like 100 to 110. So to see it for only 90 is actually a really good price.
Absolutely. You got barrel underneath here as well, tin cup 10.
Yeah, you got the Beautiful and Damned, which is out of St. Charles. They're blending some MGP stuff, and it's pretty awesome. And then we have the I.W. Harper 15. Really, really good stuff for the price point. I mean, you're not going to find a cheaper 15-year-old whiskey anywhere else. And then the Heaven Hill Grain to Glasses. These are under MSRP, which is pretty amazing. I still think that the price needs to drop a little more from Heaven Hill for people to start grabbing these, but they're here if you need them. Then we also have the C924, which was one of our favorite larcenies that's been out since, I don't know, 2021.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. I think we described it as like Honey Nut Cheerios.
It is tasty.
It's pretty damn good. Then they have the Bardstown Highest Wheat. So for $45, that's just at MSRP. It's honestly a really good price for it. I know people were basically buying cases at a time.
Yeah.
So if you're still looking for it, it's there.
I know people will say we always call out early times, but come on for that price.
Yeah, that's basically Kentucky prices at that
so
point.
Good.
And there's one that we actually missed here.
Oh.
So they do have the Remus Repeal, the 8. I know not everyone's been crazy about them for the last couple of years.
That one was a comeback.
The 8 is definitely a comeback, and at 100 instead of the usual 120 to 130, that's actually a really good deal.
Yeah.
For 100, I might move the needle a little quicker. And we do have...
I think the 1792 prices as well.
Yeah, absolutely. The Bottled and Bond for 50 is pretty reasonable. The small batch for 30 is also very reasonable. But that price...
I mean, come on.
You really can't beat it.
You know I'm picking that one up.
Yeah, I mean, we already have a backup, but at that price, who doesn't need a backup to the backup? And then
they're single barrels. They're all different.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we do have some of the makers releases here. We have the 2024 Heart. They have available if you buy a store pick. And then they have the Keepers at $80. We tried the Heart and we thought it was pretty decent. I think that the Keepers is better than the Heart. I would say that they're both enjoyable. They're not something that we're going to reach for very often, but if you're looking for them, you know exactly where to find them.
And better prices than we've seen with a lot of Heart releases as well.
100%.
I've seen it get up to like $300 or $400 as well. One thing that I do want to call out that isn't technically a bourbon, but is delicious, is the Staunings. These are super stellar. This one's finished in mezcal, but we've had one that was finished in vermouth cask as well.
That's really good. So I know that this is a trigger warning for our more like American whiskey focused people, but these are actually really phenomenal. And they also have one called a Dirty Bastard, which is finished in both the, I believe it's the vermouth and the mezcal one, which we're really, really excited to try. But again, they're here if you're interested. If they're not your jam, we totally get it.
Definitely.
A couple other things that are here. The James E. Pepper for $60 is pretty reasonable. Honestly, that's like right on the money for MSRP. Mm-hmm. And these prices are really good considering they've only really been shifting to bourbon for like a year.
Yeah, and the Old Man Winter as well. Oh, batch 45.
Batch 45. That's the one that, that's one we have a backup of.
It is.
Yeah, Old Man Winter for $160. That's a pretty good price point. We tried it at World of Whiskey after probably like 15 pours at that point. Not full pours, thankfully.
Yeah.
We learned our lesson from last year. It's pretty phenomenal. I don't know if I love it enough to grab it.
Yeah, the price point definitely kind of stops us every time.
Yeah, but if you can try a pour at your local bar or at an event, like by all means. But one big other thing to focus on here is these prices are incredibly reasonable. The top floor, I see things shifted around a little bit. So the single barrel is 24, the full proof is 23, you got the top floor for 15, and then the bonded for 20. Those are all pretty damn good. I
mean, if you don't want to spend the money on the E.H. Taylor, this is a good baby Taylor.
Oh, and we also completely skipped the Old Granddad 114.
Oh.
So it says $29.99 on the shelf, but I see $26.99. Maybe it's an even better deal than it looks like up front.
Possibly.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So a little bit of a smaller selection here, but some definite bangers.
Yeah. Should we go up to the front?
Yeah, let's see if we can maybe get a peek at the front.
I go through the back. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, they're hiding their best stuff here. So pretty tall shelving here. I mean, there's honestly so much stuff. Where do we even start talking about it?
I mean, everything you could possibly want as a bourbon lover is here.
A lot of these prices are more reasonable. I'm sure some of these might trigger some people, but they do have most of these not attached to buying a single barrel. Some of them are attached. I do see the Penelope Estate there. Let's get a close-up on that one.
That's true. And the creme brulee.
Yeah, so these are ones that came and went super quickly. I'm actually surprised that they even have them right now. And especially at like MSRP for them.
Yeah, definitely.
Really, really good pricing. Might have to talk about that Estate 9-year.
Yeah.
Then you have the Shanks and the Baumburgers. They're both 2023s. That's actually, that's pretty awesome.
I did love the 2023.
Yeah, we like the Shanks 2023 a lot more than the 2024. You know, the single Rickhouse, these are harder to find, so I kind of expect the price to be a little up there.
Yeah.
But not unreasonable.
I'm also seeing the Old Granddad drop in price just a little bit, even at the Independence.
Yeah. Then you have some Michter's special releases here. You have the single barrel rye, the barrel strength rye, and then the barrel or toasted barrel finish that released last year.
Cool.
So those are all really good prices for those.
Super tempting.
And then you have, of course, your end of year special, hard to find, super unicorn, things that people are always searching for.
In the full Weller rainbow as well.
Yeah, any color you like, it's here.
I also see all the way at the top, there's a E.H. Taylor barrel proof as well. Let me try and get.
And you also have the straight rye and the single barrel. And then the Calumet 100-year anniversary. I'm wondering if that's the 18-year.
Yeah.
That's got to be the 18-year.
Heaven Hill 19.
Yeah, and then they have one thing that you don't really see anywhere. It's the Heaven Hill private stock. Oh, it's in used Armagnac barrels.
Can you grab it?
Yeah.
Just so we can get a close-up.
Bourbon whiskey, finish in used Armagnac. Some more information on the side here. Made from mingling 7 and 12-year-old barrels together and then finishing used Armagnac for more than 4 years. Oh. It's 100 proof. It's probably the right amount of proof for something like that. I know we've tried one of these at the distillery before and we really, really enjoyed it. That's super tempting. And then a couple of other cool things. This has to be the cheapest price I've ever seen on Cigar Blend. I mean, for $165, you're really not beating that.
Definitely.
And then they have a Joseph Magnus straight rye behind it for $80, which is, again, I think the cheapest I've ever seen it. And then the Murray Hill behind that for $100. This is a really nice selection.
Yeah.
You also have your Sazerac reused barrel, like BTAC bottles for the rum, the Blood Oath pack, and then the number 10 as well on the side there. This is a really sweet selection.
Yeah. I think we need to discuss just a little bit.
So we missed one bottle before we decided to talk about what we might be coming home with. We tried this one at World of Whiskey. It's absolutely amazing. I think I actually prefer this one over the 18-year.
Agreed.
All right, so this was a bit of a long conversation. There were a couple of things that we couldn't really pass up.
And there were so many crazy deals in there as well that we just could not say no.
Yeah, but first, before we get ahead of ourselves, the person running the store let us try all of their store picks that they had out. The favorite ones that we had were the Still Austin Cask Strength Rye.
It's good. It's a little peppery. I felt like it just lingered on my palate for a long time, but in a cocktail?
The flavor's really good. For a cocktail, it would absolutely kill. It does have a little bit of like a very front-focusing kind of pepperiness on the finish.
Yeah.
Not bad, just it'll catch you.
It'll get you a little bit of feeling. You know, if you had no feelings, it'll give you feelings.
Yeah, if you're drinking to feel things, this will make you feel things. Don't do that, but also like, I get it.
Hey.
But in terms of the other ones, the Jack Daniels.
The Jack Daniels is delicious.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, like if you had
Tanyard Hill.
Yeah, Tanyard Hill.
I think it was 67%.
Yes. If you had like a banana cream pie and a pecan pie together.
You merge the two together.
Yeah.
It has like a little bit of like a sweet kind of like almost milky kind of creaminess to it. Definitely has like some banana notes up front and finishes like a little nutty towards like the middle to end palate.
Yeah.
Very good stuff. Definitely recommend if you're looking to get some of these like buy a single barrel bottle bundles, like those are the two that we love the most.
Yep.
But yeah, so let's get into our haul for today.
All right. Let's start with $17.92.
Yeah.
I just could not say no to this price.
At $40, that's basically 20% off of MSRP. Like, that's a pretty good deal.
It's so good.
And it gives us more incentive to actually drink through the ones that we have.
And I mean, it's hard to see that much A.H. Taylor and not pick up a bottle. So
especially when you're used to seeing like one on a shelf at a time and somebody just like replaces it as soon as it's gone. I mean, it's a pretty good price. I know it's still going up, but we don't have one. Haven't had one in a while, so why not?
Yeah, for sure. All right. And then we also have a Penelope Estate Select as well.
Yeah, so historically we haven't been the biggest fans of Penelope, but the 9-year estate is one that we actually have enjoyed. Definitely want a little more on the finish, but I mean, at MSRP, it's kind of hard to say no.
Yeah. And I think this was definitely a splurge of all the splurges, but I don't think these leave Kentucky.
They don't typically. I did a quick glance at some of the secondary sites, and the base price for some of these is like $400. So for half off, that's a really good deal.
Yeah.
Not to mention we're crazy about Armagnac and Armagnac finishes. So, I mean, why not?
It's so good.
It's the first one that we've had on our shelves, so we're going to relish this one for quite some time.
It's going to get cracked open sooner than later, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So pretty good haul for us. Let us know your thoughts below in the comments. Again, if this is your first time here, give the video a like and subscribe. Join us on the Patreon. Join the Discord. We can't wait to see you in the chat, and we will catch you next time.